ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the post game. We got Ryan Clark and SVP, and everybody's going to be up there telling you we told you so about Sam Darnold and this and that, and everybody wants a piece of the Sam Darnold pie, and everybody was already doing that before the game was over. Ryan Clark tried it at halftime, but we have documented proof because we have a Vikings fan on our show. He's not going to be on tonight, but we know good and well that we have been ripping. Wait a minute, Bima. You forgot the game was on? Dude, this was the time for all of us to rub it in Dylon's face. He's been coming on this show with his ridiculous hats and all of his Vikings nonsense, telling us that Sam Darnold was the second coming. And we tried to tell him. We tried to warn him. This is what Sam Darnold does. When Sam Darnold is faced with a must-win, big game, gotta have it, he holds on to the ball. That's what he does. And I've got some clips from other people saying that they would take prominent people living in the moment on the media with the lights on, the cameras on, all that stuff. But anyways, that's enough. That's enough. I don't like the Rams, obviously. I'm not a big Rams guy, as you can tell. Don't care. But at a certain point, you have to draw a line in the sand of, hey, are you going to hate on the quarterback? Not hate on the quarterback. I shouldn't say that. Are you going to stand by your take? Is what the deal is. Am I going to stand by my take about Sam Darnold because we have a Vikings fan on our show? And that's really more important to me right now than the Rams winning that game, because I also have somebody at work who will also hear about this tomorrow. So anyways, what a game for the Rams. I mean, I don't want to sit up here and brag about the Rams, but holy smokes, I have a whole bunch of notes written down about this game. So let's go ahead and look at the playoff picture right now. Is set finally. So Saturday, Texans right back where they belong. Saturday, 4:30. Just pencil that in every single year, every single playoffs. It's the Texans in the AFC South until somebody else shows some sort of fortitude. So we're going to go through the Twitter stuff that I bookmarked first, and then we're going to go through the stats after that. But I think I bookmarked them in chronological order. But Rams win 27-9. Really, nothing happened, I think, but a field goal and a touchdown in the second half. But a touchdown to Hawkinson was meaningless. But, man, that Rams team, dude, that defensive front, the front seven for the Rams, they have been getting better all year. So it's funny to watch these dudes on ESPN get up there and be, I told you so. They're all talking about the Deion Sanders. See, I would say if we have documented proof of these incidents and we put them all over we don't hide from it. If you got it, show it. Ryan Clark or RG3, whoever's yelling at us on Twitter, show it. We stand up here and say these takes, and a lot of times we're wrong, and that's hilarious. So who cares? So we got Saturday, Texans Chiefs. There you go. Revenge. Is there any revenge game narrative there? CJ Stroud? No. Patrick Mahomes? No. Patrick Mahomes did go to Texas Tech. Maybe mad at Houston for not recruiting him, so could revenge game there. And then Commanders Lions NFC Saturday night. If you're having been a playoff fan for the last while, as being a 49ers fan, shout out us. Having been a playoff fan, the Saturday night game is the best. That is the Saturday power ranking. Let's power rank these real quick. This is the best. I'd have to say this is the second best because the Sunday games, if you have kids, 3 p.m., you're at the end of nap time usually for kids. That's, that's no man's land between, that's like park time if you live in the right area, and then this one, you're right around dinner time for these. So it's really 8 p.m. is obviously the GOAT. But if I would say this is the last spot you want, 3 p.m. So you're going to go power rank Saturday at 8 p.m., Saturday 4:30. And I know that you're like, oh, but Saturday 4:30 might be worse but it's Saturday. So that always gets the bump. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. The Sunday 3 p.m. not good. Don't like it. Anywho, but ABC, ESPN, Fox, NBC, Peacock, Prime gets booted out. So, anywho, That's what it's shaping up like. So Rams win 27-9. Let's go down. Oh, let's watch this take from Colin Cowherd. This is incredible.
This roster isn't great. There's no but.
This is when he said. This is what he said he would take. This is what this guy has been trying to take victory laps for months about Sam Darnold. This guy right here.
Lamar Jackson, Sam Darnold. Look at the numbers. Who do you trust more in a playoff game? Are you sure it's Lamar?
This guy's trying to be such a hot take, dude. Such a hot take. He's trying so hard to be the first, to be whatever. I mean, this is the same guy who said trade Brock Purdy for Sam Darnold. And I'm sorry, Brock Purdy in the playoffs is a different story. The guy, I don't even know what his record is, 5-2 or something. I mean, obviously I'm a Purdy's fan, but still, the guy won his first, 2 starts and then lost because he got his elbow blown up. So,
and I love Lamar. But what I said years ago, I said there's some Andrew Luck here.
He said he's Andrew Luck. Oh my God. He's going to can he go up there and say he's wrong? He's got to do this was pretty cool. So right here, this was, before we go over the other parts of these clips, the Cardinals obviously hosted the game due to the fires out there, which is terrible. But at the same time, the Cardinals took over their team shop and did kind of a makeshift Rams team shop, that's pretty cool. So shout out them. Hang the banner. But here we go. Let's go down through some of these that we this was a crazy. Brian Flores blitzed on every single pass play on that opening drive for the Rams, and McVay and Stafford beat every single one of those blitzes. Because that's Brian Flores' thing is, he's going to blitz and be aggressive and all this stuff. So, that was his thing. And obviously McVay, that first drive was scripted, and they knew probably they probably knew exactly what was going on. So, but it's the second part of this is pretty crazy because I like Stafford, but man, it's hard to watch the Rams and like right out of the gate within the first quarter, the Dylon, our Vikings fan, texts me, goes, "Oh, here goes the Stafford stuff." And it's like that little flip pass thing we're going to show here in a minute is like, what? But it's sorry. It's crazy. So, Matthew Stafford through the first 2 drives, 11-12, 124, 1 touchdown. That's all scripted. They know Brian Flores. McVay cooked him. Ball was out quick. Stafford, they had everything dialed up. So, and this is the first, I really want to design. So this was the first touchdown. You can see, what's his face? Kyron Williams. I don't want the sound. Whoops. What just happened? Oh, there it goes. This little, yeah, there you go. There you go. I don't want that. Get that out of here. Holy smokes. See what happens when I start hitting buttons, folks. But this little leak, look at Kyron Williams right here. Just leaks right out. Half roll, dart it like you shouldn't do ever, everybody says. Don't throw it late back across the field. But at the goal line, things are different whenever there's motion and everything's rolling to one side. So nice little play design right there. That's how they open it up. So that's how you know they were on one. And then this second one, Sam, dude. Late in the second, Sam Darnold just would not get rid of the football, dude. He just wouldn't get rid of the football. But that's what I've said to Dylon. That's what I've said to the guy at work. I'm like, he will do something where he will not get rid of the football. He's going to run around, take a horrible sack. The ball's going to squirt out. Like, that's what he does. He's just a guy that won't just take the loss. Like, he doesn't know how to do that yet. I don't know if he'll ever learn it. He's going to sit there and try to make a play. But this pretty much was it. That was it. And the Rams, man. But you got to give credit. Darnold was 7-7 the first few parts of the game. Stafford started 10-10. Script. I mean, they were blitzed every single time against the Rams. And then this play right here, early in the second quarter, when it was 10-3, we get this little flippity floop that got called back. and Stafford's getting tackled, and they didn't even call it an intentional grounding, but I think Puka was in the area. So it's a smart little savvy veteran play by Stafford, but that's when you knew kind of like, all right, here we go. They're on to something here. So, but then, Sam Darnold, he got sacked 9 times this game. Sam Darnold got sacked 9 times. He threw a pick. He had a fumble. Just not a good. Who is it? Belichick said this is an offensive league. There's no rules to help the defense. You can't get away with that call as an incomplete pass. Well, they did. They absolutely did. So that's just a couple of some of the bigger plays, but this is freaking hilarious, guys. That's funny stuff. And the one guy who missed the block punt, like for the Vikings, I don't know how there was a play in the Texas-Arizona State game where a guy missed it. So this was like, I don't know how people keep missing those block punts, but Darnold, I think at halftime, 13 of 16 for 113 yards with an interception and a fumble. That's bad stuff. Bad stuff by Sam Darnold. You hate to pile on the guy. You really do. But it's not really – this is the same thing I say about other quarterbacks too. Maybe Caleb Williams, right? Caleb Williams is a good example. Where it's like maybe not a good example because Caleb Williams went out and said, I need ownership in the company or the team, and I'm unworried. I've dissected this. Let me get ownership. Let me text the punter. You're not going to be punting much. It's like he brought that on himself, and then they go out there and win 4 games, 5 games, whatever it was. So, but anyways, the reason I get frustrated with people, it's not that I don't like Sam Darnold. It's what the media does. We saw it live in action tonight. Everybody at halftime was like, he just played himself out of a lot of money. I told y'all you couldn't trust him. It's like, dude, y'all been sitting up there telling us forever. They did the same thing with Purdy. Everything's fine. And they finally, fake that they want to come around. And then all of a sudden things go south and they're like, I was the first one to say it. I told y'all. And it's like, well, then prove it, dude. Where's the clip? Where's the video? So, but the young defensive coordinator for the Rams, he was cooking. He was absolutely cooking. So that was something that 9 sacks. We're going to go over the team stats here in a second, but let's share. Let's get out of that. So, but anyways, man, if you're a Vikings fan, that has to suck. You should, but did you know as a Vikings fan, like that last game against the Lions, it was kind of like, oh no, like I know you have to support your team and all this stuff, but man, you had to be watching these last 2 games. And J-Bot said it. He goes, the last 3 games, we're going to find out a lot about the Vikings because they've only beaten 2 teams outside their division that had a winning record. 2 teams. So that was a good stat by J-Bot. So the last 3 teams they played, they all had winning records. And then in the playoffs, things got a little hairy. So we had the scoring play there. Rams went down. Cardi. So the Rams are up 10-0 at the first. Reichard gets on the board, and then we got the fumble recovery, 17-3, and then the Rams go down and score right before the half with 15 seconds left. That was pretty much the nail in the coffin because that was 24-3, and you didn't really, obviously, in the third quarter, that was it. The fourth quarter was kind of boring. It was just Sam Darnold running around getting sacked, not getting rid of the football. Like if you're a Vikings fan, you're probably yelling at your screen, just throw the ball, dude. Get rid of the football. So Cardi added another one, so it's 27-3, and then you get the Hawkinson touchdown, and then obviously, the story is that I don't know if they figured out Kevin O'Connell but the blitzes that guy was calling they were so timely. I saw what's that guy's name? There's Ahkello Witherspoon had a big play. Obviously, Jared Verse is a freak show, and then there was some other guy, Tate. Or no, not Tate, but he's another defensive back that was just all over the place, man. So the Rams have got a good front. A good front 7. So young front 7 too. Like everybody thought they were dead. Deplorable Rocky says Sam Darnold is too darn old and needs to retire. I can't believe they left him in for the whole game, dude. You're not. I don't know, man. I thought we were going to get Danny Dimes. Like, I thought, were the Vikings, you know what they shouldn't have done? Also, the Vikings defensive coordinator needs to be fired. You blitzed too much and left the midfield. Yeah, deplorable Rocky. I mean, that was what I was saying earlier. The first couple of drives, they were blitzed every drive, every play. They were blitzed every play, every single pass play. They were blitzed on the opening drive. The Rams were, and McVay and Stafford beat all the blitzes, every single one of them. So you're right. You're right, deplorable Rocky. I don't know. He's not too old. I don't think Darnold's too old, man. I don't think he's too old. But the Vikings, the funny thing is, Vikings defensive coordinator is going to get another coaching job. But what the Rams did, I mean, the Vikings did, was they won too much too early. They put the expectations really high. Also, is the NFC North on fraud alert. CEO Stats pointed that out because the Packers got embarrassed and the Vikings just got embarrassed. So the division, so a lot of hinges on the Lions, really. If the division hinges on the Lions, if they lose to the Commanders, then the NFC North was fraudulent. That's what you have to say. So, but I think the Vikings, man, that's tough to win 14 games, to have that much hype, and then get into your last game, lose the division, and then get blown out by 20-something. Oh, my gosh. Now, I did say that the Vikings were 1-4 in Arizona against the Rams. No, they're just in the state of Arizona. The Vikings are 1-4 at that, I think, at that stadium. So, but anyways, but I think we should have seen Danny Dimes. I mean, why not? Why shouldn't we have seen Danny Dimes? I mean, was Kevin O'Connell that outcoached? He had to be shaken. You saw, like, they were cutting. They didn't do him any favors. They kept cutting to Kevin O'Connell, and they were like, he was just like shaking his head, cussing under his breath after Sam Darnold would take a sack. So, uh-oh. Everybody hear me? My internet stuff's connection's unstable. I don't know what's going on, but my screen keeps blinking. Spandex Bowflex. Vikings always choke when it matters. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome name, too, there, by the way. So, all my stuff looks like it's good, but I don't know what's happening. My screen keeps popping in and out. So, we'll go through these quickly before I get booted off of here. Vikings always, dude, you have to be. They choked the last 2 weeks, man. They choked the last 2 weeks. So, I love looking at the team stats. Let's do that, and then we'll go to the box score. So, first downs, Vikings actually had more. Third down efficiency, the Vikings were actually better. Fourth down, they were terrible. Total plays, the Vikings had more. Total yards, fairly even. Advantage to the Rams. Yards per play, not Rams with the advantage. Passing, Rams with the advantage. So, 20 rushing, fairly even. I mean, red zone, 2 for 4 for the Rams, 0 for 1 for the Vikings. Penalties, the Rams had 10 penalties for 95 yards. Can't play the card like that for the Vikings. Cannot play the card like that. The Vikings only had 2 penalties called on them. That's crazy. Turnovers, that's where it was, man. In the playoffs especially, ask any former player, anybody who played at a high level, when you get to elimination football, if you turn the ball over, I go over this stat all the freaking time. I actually had a tweet. I actually counted it all out last year. The turnover margin is enormous in the playoffs. Enormous. For going into the playoffs and then going through the playoffs. So the Vikings, by every stretch of the imagination, time possession, they dominated. Turnovers, they dominated. Sacks, they gave up 9 sacks and had 2 turnovers and lost 82 yards. Like, yes, Sam Darnold would not stop getting sacked, but it's not I mean, the 2 turnovers, we had the interception, then we had the fumble and the scoop and score. So the offense for the Rams put up 20 points, right? Cardi had what, 2 field goals? So that was 13 points. So the Rams scored 2 touchdowns, one to Kyron Williams, one to the tight end. So that's what the Rams have been doing, though. Like, when you go back, and I'm not trying to be a hater, but when you go back to the last few games of the Rams, like, look at what they're doing as far as offensively. I think they were averaging like 13 points a game. I'm pretty sure. Like, when you go back, like, look at this. Hold on, let's share this tab instead. Look at this. So they scored 27, but you had two field goals and a scoop and score. So even if you just take the scoop and score off from the offense, you had 20 points. This one, they didn't even play their starters, so you can't count that. Dating back to whenever all their starters are playing, the last 4 out of the last 5 games, they've 13 points, 19 points, 12 points. Like, everybody keeps talking. Like, I saw Dan Orlovsky, like, oh, watch out for the Rams offense. And it's like, buddy, they have not put up a lot of points the last few games, and you're not playing juggernaut defenses. I mean, the 49ers got ripped to shreds by everybody. I'm a Niners fan, so the Jets defense was getting ripped by everybody. The Cardinals, you could only put up that. I don't know if they're just mucking it up. I mean, it's not like the Eagles are going to score a lot of points, but the Eagles defense is legit. So under in this game for sure. But I don't like, that's just my opinion. Yes, they did beat I'm not denying that. They did beat them. But I'm not going to sit here and be like it was the offense, like Dan Orlovsky. That first drive with Sean McVay scripted that thing. He knows your defense gets 9 sacks, a scoop and score, and 2 turnovers. I mean, come on. He knows. Just get 10 to 13 points. I mean, that's how good this defense is playing. That's another thing. Their defense gave up 9, 9, 6, 9. Look at that. Their defense is averaging, giving up 8 points a game. 8 points a game. This is thrown out because they didn't play anybody. Screw that. Now, obviously, they can do it if they need to because you have the Bills score here. But, and the Eagles beat the Rams early on. But I look at these last few games, and I'm like, how are they? I don't know. They've won 6, 7. They won 7 games in a row. And like 4 out of those 7 games, they've failed to score more than like 20 points. It's crazy. Yeah, you could say the same about the Chiefs offense. No one was worried. Just the defense, man. This defense for the Rams, dude. I mean, look at that. 9 points, 9 points, 9 points, 6 points. Like, when you give up less than 8 points a game average, you got a pretty good shot, I would say. Like, that's what people are going to try to do. Like, we'll go back to this page over here. That just hit me. I totally forgot. The reason I forgot about that is because you had the 9 sacks, and people are going to give what's his face, Stafford, all the credit, right? He's 19 to 27. I mean, he was decent. Like, he was good, but he threw for 200 yards. I mean, that's what he's been doing. Like, if you go and click on all his games I just showed you, each one of those games he's thrown for like 200 yards. Right? So this game, he threw for 200 yards. The Cardinals game, I'm looking it up right now. He threw for 189 yards, no touchdowns. Okay? Like, everybody's gonna pile on the back of him. Let's go to the Jets game. Let's look at that. Matt Stafford, 110 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I'm not hating on him. I promise you. I'm stating facts here. Against the 49ers, 160 yards, no touchdown. I don't know what the average is, but Matt Stafford is averaging around 150 yards a game in this little 5-game stretch here. Now, he did do it against the Bills, but I'm talking, 1, 2, 3, the last 4 games that he has played in, he's averaging like 150 yards, and the defense is giving up less than 8 points a game. That's wild. So, anyways, Darnold, whoo, sacked 9 times for 82 yards, 13.6 QBR. This guy probably just played himself the last 2 weeks out of a ton of money. Not everybody can be Brady in the playoffs. He's not even Brady, dude. He's not even Caleb Williams in the playoffs. He's not even Brock Purdy in the playoffs is pretty darn good, if I say so myself. But this was the leading receiver for the Vikings was TJ Hawkins. They made it a point to not let this dude get loose. So I don't know. Cooper Kupp, where has he been? The Breakfast Club is canceled, obviously. Puka only had 5 catches. I mean, the 2 tight ends were that must have been a scheme thing. You had the 2 tight ends that were the leading wide receivers. That's crazy. So Kyron Williams is very efficient. He is very efficient. I think, did he have over, he had just about 100 yards total offense. So Sam Darnold, man. But the takeaways, the Rams defense is legit, and they've been playing legit. And Matt Stafford, if he's as magical as they say, they're eventually going to need him to make a play against the Eagles because the Eagles defense is legit. So let's shout out Quentin Lake. That's the other guy. Tackles for loss. He was all over the place, man. Quentin Lake. He was good. Shout out. Let's see the punts. The guy for the punter for the Rams was cooking. Look at that. 5 punts. 5 punts. 3 of them inside the 20, averaging 50 yards. That's how you flip the field, dude. Shout out Ethan Evans, punter for the Rams. 5 punts. We got to give that guy a shout out on Twitter. Inside the 20, 50 yards average. Man, that's good job right there, buddy. People aren't going to look at that and be like, wow, that didn't matter. But the special teams, pretty legit for the Rams. Got to give them credit. Everyone says Darnold lost so much money, but forget the NFL is so stupid. These contracts, if they think they got a guy, he's going to get paid. Darnold will get. Yeah, I agree. But people were saying, hey, Will, you want to watch this? Here's your guy, dude. Here's your guy, Will. Will, here you go. Here's your guy. Hold on. Let's share this. Hold on.
Isn't great. There's no but.
I can listen to this all day because all these idiots do this. They all do this.
Lamar Jackson, Sam Darnold. Look at the numbers. Who do you trust more in a playoff game? Are you sure it's Lamar?
See, this is stupid because he sits here and says, look at the numbers. And last year, Brock Purdy's putting up numbers. Sam Darnold's got Aaron Jones, TJ Hawkinson, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, a great offensive line. That's why I can't stand these dudes.
And I love Lamar. But what I said years ago, I said there's some Andrew Luck here.
He's saying Andrew Luck to Sam Darnold. Anyways, that's it. I'm done with that guy. I just am completely flummoxed by this freaking defense of the Rams. So, yes, dude. Get him. I got to shout out the punter, and I got to shout out the defense on Twitter. They deserve not giving up more than 10 points with the starters playing in 1, 2, 3, 4 games. That's something, man. I don't care if it's the Rams, the Jets, the Cardinals, the Vikings. He is Andrew Luck. Both didn't win. That's right. That's Sir Andrew Luck, right? Didn't he get knighted or something? Anywho, I think that's it. I don't really have anything else. So, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to get out of here. It's late. I want to go to bed. I got to get out some other stuff. But appreciate everybody tuning in. Let's go ahead and get this out of here. Oh, I love playoff football, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just spectacular. Playoff football is the best. It is. I'm done. This has been a lot of fun. I didn't roast Sam Darnold too hard because it's not Sam Darnold. It's the expectations everybody puts on him, and then they don't say anything. So, I love that, dude. I'm all over that. I'm with you. NFL will set up so Rams win it all because they're like, oh, okay. Whoa, man. Well, NFL loves Matt Stafford. Don't forget that. Hey, I like that, Will. Game on. Go follow them. They'll be live bright and early. If you're watching me, go watch them tomorrow morning. Rumble, Twitter, everywhere, YouTube. These are all the socials. Live shows every Wednesday and Sunday, and podcast is out now. Go check it out. Go check our Twitter. See you later, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, Spandex Bowflex. Great name.